Hey guys, what's up? Josh here from Force Fitness. Hope you're doing fantastic and get a bit of one love in there for you. Another video for you today, guys. So this one came from one of the ladies at the gym, and she wanted to know particular exercises that would benefit certain areas. So I'm going to keep this really simple and give you guys the easiest way to know if you're doing any programs by yourself or working out at home to make sure you get a balanced program, okay? So what we want to do exactly, is go through the movements, the basic movements and what exercises are in those categories, and then what sort of areas of the body it's targeting. So first one we go push, okay? So any horizontal push, a standing push, lying down, like anything, okay? Any sort of push movement is going to be a chest dominant exercise, okay? So any push-up, any bench press, any overhead work as well is going to have a little bit of chest work in there, but anyway, we won't worry about overhead now. Actually, sorry, scrap that. So any of your push work, okay? This will work your chest area and your triceps. Again, guys, there's heaps of crossover muscles here, but I'm just keeping it really simple. So if you do any programming on your own, you've got a really basic idea of how to balance it out and keep it good, because if we lose balance in our programming, that can lead to injury, all right? And we don't want that. So any push movement, push up, bench press, floor press, all the variations that go with that, they are going to work your chest and your tricep areas, okay? So then we go into the second movement, which is going to be your pull. So anything would be, you could have a pull down, you could have a pull that way, you could be laying underneath and do a pull through your rings or TRX or whatever you're using, okay? Rows, they're pull movements, okay? This is going to work your back and bicep. Again, really basic structure, guys, and really basic understanding of how the body works. There's plenty of other areas that get used as well, but any pull movement you do, where you'll go from in front and then the elbow back, or from up top and the elbow down, okay, pulling the weight down, it's going to work your back and your biceps. Again, really simple component to understand for programming, okay? So the other one is where we get a bend in the knee. So think a squat or a lunge pattern. Any of those movements where the knee bends is going to work your quads, okay? Predominantly quad dominant, but we're still, again, there's going to be crossover into hamstrings and glutes. So you can do loads of step ups, loads of lunges, and you're still going to get really good development through your glutes, okay? You can do very good deep squatting. You're still going to get good development through your glutes, but predominantly knee-based movements are going to be quad dominant exercises, okay? So any squat pattern, any lunge pattern that has good technique is going to be a more quad dominant exercise. So now we talk about a hip. So if we look at our hip hinge, okay, so without trying to stand up and knock a chair over and the table over, okay, think of a deadlift or a kettlebell swing or lying down doing a hip extension, okay? Those movements where your hips go back and then pop forward again, okay, hip hingement, all right, is going to be your posterior chain, all right? So basically from the back of your neck to the back of your knees. But obviously, different sort of movements are going to target the glutes a lot harder, okay? So an example would be a hip extension. You're not going to get too much work through your lumbar, your lower back, or your mid back even. You're going to drive a lot of that towards your glutes and into the cheek area, okay? So that's the other one with your hip stuff. So then we have to look at, again, balanced program. We need rotation work, okay? So anything where you come across the body and your trunk or the axis of your body will turn, okay? So you could have a hybrid exercise where you go for a side lunge and then rotate through like that, okay? You might have a backward lunge where you turn up and reach over your body, wood choppers, plate twists, any of those sort of things, anything on those torsionators where your body's rotating and turning on that axis, okay? Rotation work, very important as well. Okay, then we go into full body stuff. Burpees, squat press, again, like any of your hybrid exercises where you're combining 2, 3, maybe possibly 4 exercises together is targeting full body, okay? And then basically all the crossover stuff, guys. There's heaps of other things in there. We've obviously got ab work. You can do abs in loads of different ways. I prefer to work majority ab stuff through a neutral spine, so any plank variation, side plank, twist plank, push plank, targeting those muscles and getting very deep and making sure the hips and the psoas and all those kinds of areas are locked on well. But guys, there's tons of variations, but if you work off those really basic principles, your push movements, your pull, any overhead work, which is a lot of shoulder work when you're pushing up, or driving up, whether it be elbows in, pushing up, or driving out, pushing up. Knee flexion, squat or lunge patterning, hip flexion, kettlebell swing, deadlift, hip extension, those ones. Rotation work, full body, and then obviously all the things thrown together. So if you guys want a handle, you want to come and train at a place that sounds like fun and they have control and understanding over how their programming goes, click on the link and come down. Click on the link and register a call if you just want to have a chat. If you just want to come down and see the place or hang out and have a chat, whatever. All right? Any questions, guys, throw them up below and I'll get back at you as soon as I can. Thanks, guys.